will ask you to unmute. For telephone audio, use *9. Use *6 to toggle back and forth between mute and unmute. As you participate in the meeting, your microphone will be placed on mute. The chat feature shall only be used to address any technical issues for public participation.
Thank you. If you please rise if able for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The goal of the Board of County Road Commissioners of Kalamazoo County is to apply its expertise, energy, and resources to provide the safest and most convenient road system possible while supporting economic development and enhancing quality of life throughout the county. We are committed to maintaining a road system that is safe, efficient, and reliable for public travel. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. A motion would be in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Davis with support to approve the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion on the agenda from the audience here in the building or online or commissioners? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda as presented, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next is the approval of the minutes of the August 11th board meeting. A motion would be in order.
So moved. Thompson.
Is there support?
Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Thompson with support to approve the August 11th board meeting minutes. Is there any corrections, additions, or deletions of the minutes from the audience here in the building or online? Or commissioners, corrections, additions, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the August 11th board meeting minutes, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next is the approval of the payroll and vendor accounts. We have a payroll of $217,385.98 and vendor accounts of $1,713,105.30. A motion would be in order.
So moved. Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Kennedy with support to approve the payroll and vendor accounts as presented. Is there any discussion on the payroll and vendor accounts from the audience here in the building or online? Or commissioners, questions? Comments? No. Hearing none, all in favor of approving the payroll and vendor accounts as presented, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next is public comment on non-agenda items. This is an opportunity for the public to speak on non-agenda items. So anyone here in the audience here in the building would like to speak? Or online, anyone online wishing to address the road commission? Seeing none, there'll be a second opportunity later in the meeting for public comment on non-agenda items. That'll take us to new business. First item of business is item A, the request approval of bid 2026-09, the new 2026-2027 Police Interceptor rebid. Managing Director.
All right, a little background here. So outlined in our capital outlay section of our 2026 budget, under our equipment facilities 5-year plan is the replacement of a police interceptor vehicle. It's a vehicle we use daily for our weighmaster and permit agent type duties. Currently, we have 2 of these police interceptor units for our permit agents. And the unit we are proposing to replace is a 2015 Ford Explorer police interceptor with approximately 160,000 miles on it. With that being said, as we're looking at different options, we actually are recommending replacing the Interceptor with a Ford F-150 police responder. Very similar to the Receptor, but it's in the pickup truck version of that. That unit would include a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty, extended warranty, and the delivery date time for that would be 12 to 14 weeks. We did receive 2 bids for the purchase of this unit from Seelye Ford locally here, and then Bob Maxey Ford. And originally Maxey Ford appeared to be the low bidder. As we got digging into it, we noticed that Maxey Ford did not include the extended warranty in their bid price, so which no longer made them the low bidder. We also got some pricing through Bob Maxey Ford through the My Deal purchasing program. And that price was actually more than the local bid. So we stuck with the local bid options at that point. On the budget side, our 2026 budget includes $65,000 for the purchase of this unit. Seelye Ford's bid price was $61,346, so we're actually about $3,600 under budget. So with that, we'll take any questions, and we recommend the board award the police interceptor bid number 2026-09 to Seelye Ford for a total price of $61,346, the low bidder that meets specifications.
Very good. A motion would be in order.
Support.
We have a motion with support by Commissioner Davis to approve bid 2026-09, the 2026-27 police interceptor rebid. Is there any discussion on this motion from the audience here in the building or online? Or commissioners? Questions, comments? Commissioner Davis, then Commissioner Thompson.
Managing Director, the total bid, that includes tax and title.
We don't pay tax, right?
Oh, okay.
On the unit, so.
All right,
yes.
thanks.
Commissioner Thompson.
I've said this before when we purchased stuff, I like seeing that we can stay within our local area to purchase something.
Mhm. It's interesting we can, because historically, My Deal has been the better price, but it seems like the last couple of years, we've had some opportunities here locally, so we're definitely looking both directions.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approving bid 2026-09, the new 2026-27 police interceptor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next is item B, request approval of bid 2026-10, new 2026-27 3/4 ton pickup trucks. Managing Director.
All right, against the background here, outlined in our capital outlay section of our 2026 budget under our capital improvement plan is the purchase of 2 pickup trucks. We specify them as 3/4 ton trucks. So we use these vehicles for administration type work in our construction and our road maintenance operations. We currently have 37 vehicles in our fleet. That includes our van, some SUVs, and primarily pickup trucks that service again our fleet and our administrative staff. We did receive 2 bids again for these 2 vehicles, and same 2 bidders, Seelye Ford and Bob Maxey Ford. Seelye Ford was the low bidder again for the 2 units at $134,260, and that's again for 2 units. As far as replacements, we're actually going to move 2 of our administrative vehicles into the fleet. So these 2 new trucks would be used as administration vehicles for the first 3 or 4 years of their life, and then they'll transfer into the fleet also at that point. But we are selling 1 unit, which is an older 2015 GMC 3/4 ton truck. It's got about 140,000 miles on it. The expected delivery date from Seelye is 120 days for these units. It also includes a 72-month warranty. And then the budget side, we had $150,000 in our capital outlay budget for these 2 units, and the units came in at $134,260. So we're well under budget, over $15,000 under budget there. I do want to mention Tony Allen's here today. Tony has worked on all 3 of these agenda items here in the last week, so I appreciate his time putting all this together, back and forth, lots of questions and trying to find us the best pricing. So appreciate all his work there. So with that, we recommend the board award the 3/4 ton pickup bid number 2026-10 for 2 2027 Ford F-250 4x4 Super Duty crew cab trucks to Seelye Ford for a total price of $134,260.
Very good. A motion would be in order.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Thompson with support from Commissioner Kennedy to approve bid 2026-10, the 2026-27 3/4 ton pickup trucks. Is there any discussion on this item from the audience here in the building or online? or commissioners? Questions, comments?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner Davis.
Would you come with me next time I go to buy a vehicle? Appreciate it.
Pretty good deal. isn't it?
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Well
Yeah.
under budget, so very good. Absolutely. On both these last two items. Any other further discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, all in favor of approving item B, the approval of bid 2026-10, the 2026-27 3/4 ton pickup truck, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next is item C, request approval of bid 2026-11, the underbody scraper, sectional tungsten carbide tipped and special hardened cutting edges. Managing Director.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yes,
So
it is.
really, what we're sharing with the board here today, is our underbody scraper cutting edges. So it's the wearable edge that's on the moldboard of our snowplows, along with our motor graders. So those, obviously wear as they work their way up and down the roads, removing snow and grading gravel roads. We also use them for preparing gravels, when we put hot mix asphalt paving projects down. So again, just a wearable edge. We go through a lot of them throughout the seasons. And this is a bid that is very needed in our world. Without cutting edges, we don't plow snow. So we always need to have an abundance of a supply. It's almost like having salt in your salt barn. If you don't have cutting edges, we're not going to plow snow. So just to break this down real quick, and there's two types of cutting edges, the tungsten carbide cutting edge. I'll talk about first. That's primarily what we use today with our snow plows, simply because they last a lot longer than the other style, the flame hardened or the hardened steel type. We see 5 times the life anyway out of a tungsten carbide versus the flame hardened, which is the style we used to use years ago. But they're very expensive, and the price of this tungsten carbide is gone up with the new tariffs. It's primarily mined in China. So we're seeing a pretty significant increase there. We only had one bidder for these cutting edges, both types of cutting edges, and that was through St. Regis Culvert. It was actually our supplier the last time we purchased. But these tungsten carbide cutting edges, they come in 4-foot sections. It takes 3 sections on an underbody scraper of a plow truck. So a section per the bid price is approximately $775 per section. So it's very costly when we replace these. We are recommending to purchase 270 of these sections for a total price of $209,088 through St. Regis Culvert. And St. Regis Culvert in their bid advised that they can only guarantee the pricing that they provided for 30 days. Our bid specifications said required pricing to the end of the year, so they're not able to do that. So it's really just a one-time opportunity for us to purchase at this price. And then moving on to I call them flame hardened, special hardened cutting edges. These are significantly cheaper, but again, they don't last near as long. Typically, they're going to last maybe 2-3 days plowing snow at the most. And then we'd have to change them. They're, again, considerably cheaper, approximately $153 each. And it only takes 2 of them to do a blade change because they're 6-foot sections. But we use them primarily on gravel roads. We also use them with our motor graders. And then, again, prepping projects for hot mix asphalt. And they're always just a good backup and when tungsten carbide's not available. We did, interesting though, only have 1 bid, but we had 10 downloads. So we had many looking, just not many bidding. Historically, we've only seen 2 or 3. But again, this time we only received 1 bid. On the budget side, these units would be purchased and put into inventory. And then as they were used in the equipment, we would expense them to the equipment on that budget year. So with that, we recommend the board award the underbody scraper, sectional tungsten carbide tipped, and special hardened cutting edges bid number 2026-11 to St. Regis Culvert, the sole bidder meeting specifications, with the option to extend for 3 one-year extensions by mutual agreement with both parties.
Thank you. A motion would be in order.
Motion to approve.
There's support.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Davis with support to approve item C, bid 2026-11. Is there any discussion on this item from anyone in the audience here in the building? Or online? Commissioners, questions, comments? Commissioner Kennedy?
So I just want to clarify or verify that the amount we're approving is that the 227,412, or is it 209,088? Because there's two different amounts for the. I just want to be sure that I'm getting it right.
Commissioner Kennedy, where's your second amount at? I have the 227,
412, yes.
227,412. I guess on page 3, if you look, it says the sole bidder meeting specifications was submitted by St. Regis Culvert in the amount of $774.40 each, based on the estimate quality of 270. I must have got that wrong. Cutting edges sections totally 209,209.
Fourth
88
paragraph.
I just wanted to be sure that I was looking at the right thing
The
myself.
fourth paragraph in item C. Or third. from
1,
the bottom.
2, 3, yes.
There's two cutting edges, so the one with the 209, the other is 18,000.
You
Do you see
again,
what I'm looking
where are
at?
you at again? I'm sorry.
May I? Tell him.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, I see the 18,000. It's in the second paragraph on page 4.
And then I'm
That's for
seeing
the,
right here.
that's for the.
Yep.
Heat
So
treated.
you add the 18 and the 20.
It's 227 total.
47 total.
So the 209,088 is for the
I just want to.
Carbide.
for the
Tungsten.
tungsten carbide, and then the other
18,000
is
to 324.
is for the special hardened.
Okay, thank you.
We're
I just-
purchasing both, right?
And that-
Quantity of both.
And that gets
That
your
totals
total
the-
227.
Okay, thank you.
Those you see the 18 that's on page 4.
Yes, I did. I just wanted to be sure.
Good question. And Commissioner Thompson?
So we're not changing what we're using, we just use both kinds.
That's correct. We
Correct.
primarily use the tungsten carbide, but there's times that special hardened or flame hardened is the better options, especially for grading gravel roads or even plowing gravel roads. Using the tungsten carbide, the face of that is just that simple hardened material, and it washes off and the carbide falls out prematurely. So
Well,
so that's why we need both. And then again, it's a good backup plan, just to have a supply of them around in case we do have a
Yes.
severe winter and we.
And supply chain issues
yeah.
too.
No, I understand. I just want to make sure we weren't, because of cost, we were going to something less, because it's gonna cost you more.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about it internally, right? Was do we go back to the old? But again, the time it takes to come in and change blades and the performance of the blade, it makes sense to
The
continue.
labor and the time lasting out. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
thank you.
Sure.
Commissioner Davis?
Engineer Director. So in those internal dialogues, I presume there was like a cost benefit analysis curve on the cost of a heat treated steel versus the carbide. And at some point, those two cross. And that's the point at which the price of the carbide is now exceeds the efficiency that you gain from it. So where are we, how close are we to that intersection?
I can't tell you exactly where we're at, but we are fast approaching it.
Yeah.
Years ago, we switched to the carbide, right? And I'm gonna say probably 10, 15 years ago. But we are getting to the point where if this price continues to increase, it just pays to buy the cheaper blade and change it every 2 days.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if
'cause,
if we see, another 20% increase, we're probably there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. We might be approaching that just from a quick scan of those numbers. So, all right. I presume you're keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, and we're looking
Yeah.
at other options too, and we've done a lot of trials over the years using different types of material. If you tried using 2 flame hardened blades, too thick, does last a little longer, but they tend to loosen up. We've tried some rubber cutting edges, but they don't seem to last but most of the day. So But we're always looking for,
Yeah.
a different option, a backup plan. So we can continue to do that.
Thank you.
Any further questions, commissioners? Hearing none, request items, all in favor of approving item C, the request approval of bid 2026-11 underbody scraper, sectional tungsten carbide tipped and special hardened cutting edges, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. That'll bring us back to public comment on non-agenda items. Is there any public comment from anyone in the building here on non-agenda items? Or online? Any public comment from anyone online today? Seeing none, that will take us to managing director's time. Managing director.
All right, so a few items for today. First of all, it was in the weekly report, but didn't had a chance to read it or didn't notice. We did receive some safety grant funding for 2 projects coming up, potentially to be built in 2028. First of all, is Sprinkle Road at V Avenue is a roundabout. And then we also have the East Michigan project from Sprinkle Road west to City Kalamazoo limits. And that's an HMA type project. And it'll actually include rumble strips, similar to what we're doing with SS4A. So we'll continue to move forward with those projects and get them designed. Also, talking to Commissioner Thompson before the meeting, he's well aware of this. We got caught up in our project at Sprinkle and M343. That's been going on yesterday and today. It's really a small project, but in a very busy area. We're doing some paving at the intersection of Sprinkle Road and M343. I think we're wrapping that up maybe today. It's mostly mill and fill work, so there won't be much follow-up restoration type work afterwards. So appreciate everybody's patience there. I did also want to mention we're getting into budget season. So to put it on all the commissioners' calendars, we have a budget work session scheduled for November 17th. And that's right after our regularly scheduled board meeting. And then the last item I wanted to share is there's an opportunity for some training on asset management for paved roads. So if there's any commissioners interested, I know we have a few staff that may be going. It's close by. It's down at St. Joe County Road Commission on September 15th. It's a 3-hour session with Pete Girola. He's from the Center for Technology and Training, does a great job just going over the basics of asset management. So if you're interested, let Selena or I know.
Can you email us
Absolutely.
the information, please? Thank you.
Yep. And that's all I have, unless there's questions for me.
Questions for the managing director, commissioners? Nothing. I'm drawing a blank as well. All right, we will go into commissioners' times. Commissioner Kennedy.
I have no reports.
Thank you. Commissioner Davis.
Thank you very much. So I attended the EHEC meeting 2 weeks ago, and we had a presentation from the Michigan State University Extension Office, basically just explaining what they do, what their mission is, the various projects and programs that they're maintaining throughout the county. It was extremely educational. Well, I think a lot of people learned a lot about what they were doing. They do everything from tree planting to recycling tires. So it's kind of they do a broad mix for a very small staff, and they seem to be energetic and willing to work with all potential stakeholders. So really, it was a good meeting. So that's pretty much all I have today. I'm just glad to be here.
Very good.
Everybody's work.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Thompson.
I don't have anything. Our last Board Public Works meeting was canceled again, so we'll see if anything happens next month.
Very good. And Vice Chair Stayhauer is on vacation and not present today. The only thing, I have a couple things to mention. I attended the Township Supervisors meeting. They had a couple lengthy discussions on some issues. We continue to be happy to host those meetings and hopefully continue to do that in the future. Shared some thoughts with their thoughts of possibly making a more formal group. And I commented that I think their informality is their greatest asset, and I hope they continue the way they are doing, and we're happy to host them. Consumers Energy gave a presentation on some pipeline work that's gonna be coming through the county here in the next couple of years, and that was very good, and we were happy to host that as well. And looking forward to working with them as they go through that project as well. So that's all I have. Seeing no further business before the road commission, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Second.
We have a motion that was support to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all. See you in 2 weeks.